Let's get right into it. Number 12. Snack hallucinations. That feeling hits hard when you're sure dinner's waiting nearby, despite knowing better deep down. It's like your mind paints a picture of leftovers where none exist. A crunch echoes in your thoughts, coming from snacks that aren't there. Smells drift through air that should be empty. Turns out, hunger makes stories feel real. The story wins every time. Hunger does not whisper. It shouts through your senses, loud and sudden. Your mind treats an empty stomach like a threat, not a small delay between meals. That old wiring kicks in fast. A whiff of cooking pulls your attention hard. Pictures of sandwiches stick in your head for no reason. Passing a cafe makes crusty loaves seem unfair somehow. Funny how an empty stomach turns your mind into a movie projector, flashing old dinners on repeat. It isn't longing, it's your thoughts bargaining with past flavors. One moment you're fine, next you're mentally revisiting a frozen burrito from 2019. Not sentimentality, just biology begging through taste memories. Hunger reshapes recall, nudging forgotten bites back into focus. Blood sugar dips make things stranger than expected. The brain usually stops mistakes before they take hold, like realizing that scent isn't food but soap. Without enough glucose, that filter fades fast. Instead of questioning it, the mind accepts hints too easily. A faint whiff becomes proof of baking bread. Nerves fire like an alarm was pulled. You stop mid-step, nose twitching, searching for something that isn't there. Hunger makes your mind act like a paranoid detective. Without warning, thoughts start twisting harmless clues into proof of some missing meal. A quiet kitchen feels suspicious. Empty cabinets seem staged on purpose. Your stomach growls so logic slips sideways. You begin believing snacks vanished under strange circumstances. Reality blurs when survival instincts misfire in modern times. Number 11. Moral collapse. Feels nice believing you do the right thing. Sure, maybe you follow rules. Maybe you even put back grocery carts without being asked. Perhaps you avoid taking someone else's food at lunch. But hunger changes things. Wait too long for dinner. That calm sense of doing well? It fades fast, quicker than warmth from cheap takeout. Hunger changes how you act, not just how you feel. It pulls your focus sharply inward when fuel runs low. Instead of planning ahead or noticing others' needs, the mind fixates on getting food now. Concern for someone else feels like something you can't afford. Survival takes over, quietly pushing kindness aside. When stomachs growl, choices often tilt toward self-interest. It isn't about character failing, it's biology whispering urgent needs louder than morals. Skipping meals shifts priorities without announcement. The mind starts bending rules before you even notice. Last bites suddenly seem like rightful claims. Hunger rewires fairness one missed meal at a time. Your ability to hold back slips away. When the voice inside, usually whispering, "Calm down before speaking," fades fast. Another louder piece takes over, roaring about how nothing works right. That shift makes harsh reactions come easier. Criticism follows close behind. Thoughts race toward quitting jobs after tiny setbacks. Back then, sharing wasn't always smart when meals were missing. Getting something beat waiting for fairness. That old pattern still hums beneath daily choices now. Even if lunch waits nearby, your mind acts like it might never come. One slip could mean everything lost. When hunger turns you into the bad guy of your day, pause. It's not who you are. That growling belly simply hijacks good sense, swaps ethics for appetite, leaves judgment on hold. The body takes over where reason steps back. Number 10. Time distortion. Hunger hits, suddenly minutes stretch into forever. The clock ticks slow, like it forgot how time works. Watching it only makes things worse, each glance adds weight. Food's still not here, yet your stomach runs the show now. It takes hold without warning. Hunger warps time by narrowing what you see. Fullness lets awareness wander through sounds, voices, small details nearby. Starvation mode sharpens only on meals missing. That fixation eats up moments quietly. Clocks blur when survival hums louder than seconds. When hunger hits, things shift oddly in how you feel time pass. Not quite pleasure, dopamine leans more toward what might come next. Expectation grows sharp when food stays out of reach. The wait feels longer than it should, like tension building in silence. A kind of mental pause plays on loop, underscored by something restless beneath. Waiting for food tests your patience unlike any other wait. It makes time crawl because hunger whispers, "Did we get it yet?" Each moment empty-handed seems to cheat an expectation. The mind fixates on what should have arrived by now. Time bends when you are hungry. That stretch makes immediate payoffs seem louder, harder to ignore. Instead of waiting, picking quick high-calorie bites feels natural like breathing. The mind fixates on stopping discomfort now. Consequences fade into later, somewhere distant, barely visible. Frozen by hunger? That sluggish sense isn't just waiting. It's your mind twisting time to push food intake. When cravings hit, even seconds stretch. Your inner timer hungers right alongside you. Number 9. Anger on autopilot. Hunger sits behind your eyes. Not rage, but empty stomach signals misread by circuits deep inside. Those pathways do not pause to ask questions. They assume fury lives there now. A signal twists into emotion without permission. The mind names it anger when sugar drops too low. Low glucose means the brain misses out on its go-to energy supply. That shift unsettles neurons. They slow down, particularly up front where decisions and emotions are managed. When that area stumbles, raw reactions take over from deeper regions wired for survival instincts. Without steady support from higher functions, feelings run hotter, quicker, guided by ancient circuits built for threats, not traffic jams. A whisper sets teeth on edge. The message lands wrong, sharp at the corners. A simple remark reads like blame. Even distant sounds seem aimed straight at you. When pressure builds, ordinary things start to sting. Tension rewires how you hear, see, react, like static turning into shouting. Here's the truth behind hangry. Not just slang. A real mental shift happens when you're hungry. Your body pumps out more cortisol, that stress signal. Long ago, snapping into alert mode helped survival. When food was low, acting tough could win access. Today, you growl at an appliance ticking down seconds. It hits different when the irritation seems real. Not like, "I need food, so I'm upset." More like, "Everything's wrong. That's why I'm angry." The lack of eating twists how you see things, makes fury feel justified. Logic bends around an empty stomach without you noticing. Your mind tosses out a ready-made rant like it was rehearsed for hours. It tells you exactly who to blame. You trust every word without question, just because lunch happened too late. Number 8. Tunnel vision thinking. Funny how hunger changes things. One moment you're fine, next you're choosing junk because it's near. Your thoughts tighten around food like a fist. Options fade. Judgment slips sideways. Simple choices turn heavy. The brain fixates, ignoring everything but the growl inside. Clarity blurs. Mistakes creep in quiet. Decisions tilt off balance without warning. A full belly keeps the mind sharp, able to dance between big concepts, future goals, choices without tripping. Empty stomach? That clarity fades fast. Thoughts narrow, fixating on one thing, finding fuel. Other tasks get pushed aside, ignored. Tough puzzles feel heavier now. Ideas stop flowing freely. Meaning gets stripped down, bare, stuck only in what's right in front of you. This is exactly when choices go wrong on an empty stomach. Instead of wondering if something helps you long-term, your mind shifts to instant fixes. Suddenly, it feels logical to say yes to bad deals or grab junk food nearby. Hunger reshapes judgment without warning. This way of thinking, experts label it scarcity mode. Tight supplies make thoughts narrow, focused only on now. Not that you lack sense, your mind just shifts into survival. Everything else fades when danger feels close. What strikes you most is the strange sureness of narrow thoughts. Not unsure at all. Absolutely convinced. What seems clear might be only a fragment. Missing much, yet everything appears self-evident. Starvation does not bring doubt. It brings sharp conviction toward error. Hunger narrows your mind like a single open page. All else thoughts, tasks, plans just stalls out. Focus locks on eating. Everything else fades quiet. Number 7, memory gets weird. Strange, isn't it? Hunger sharpens memories of meals past, yet blurs every other moment. That sandwich from ages ago, you feel its crust again. But ask yourself what brought you here just now. It slips away, not by chance. When hungry, your brain sharpens recall of things tied to eating but weakens short-term thinking. The hippocampus leans into what keeps you alive. Details like names or chores fade. But that moment rain fell and fried potatoes drifted past? Stuck there, clear as light. Your brain remembers meals better when hunger signals are strong. Not only does ghrelin make you want food, but also stamps those moments into memory. The body uses survival cues that double as reminders. What feels like craving might be chemistry replaying past bites. Moments of low glucose slow how well you keep thoughts ready. This explains halting speech or reading a section again. Then once more, still unclear. Without warning, mental storage shifts attention to where food might come next. Hunger isn't wrecking your memory entirely. Instead, it skews what sticks around. Picture your brain like an exhibit only stocked with snack memories. The rest, tossed into a back room out of sight. Your mind files away lunch as if it changed history, while ignoring that pile of tasks you meant to do. What sticks isn't what matters, just what your brain decides to keep. Number 6. Paranoia Lite. Hunger paints everything a little darker, like shadows stretching where none should be. Sudden doubt creeps into words that seemed harmless before. That offhand remark? Now it carries weight, maybe an edge. People aren't quite on your side anymore, at least not in your head. A quiet hum of unease takes root, familiar yet strange, almost like anxiety wearing a different mask. Hunger sharpens the mind's eye for threats. Low fuel sends a signal surroundings might be risky. This thought colors how people appear. A smile looks tighter than before. Tone of voice carries extra weight. What was funny now stings. The brain runs on high alert, treating dismissal like harm. Back then, spotting threats kept people alive when meals were hard to find. Because fights might cost access to food, minds tuned into rank, balance, who meant trouble. Now, those old settings flare up around shared fridges or message threads. What worked in lean times now jolts you during coworker banter. Strange how quiet the effect can be. Not paranoia, just a sharp awareness hums under everything. Believing you see truths in glances, though really tension sketches them itself. Starvation adds nothing new, it twists what was already there. The mind stretches meaning when the stomach stays empty. Hunger turns small tensions into big ones. When your mind expects trouble, it finds reasons to fight. Without food, even calm moments seem risky. Tension builds where none exists. Hunger shows up uninvited, turns your mind into a guard who trusts no one near food. Suddenly, every meal feels like a suspect at checkpoint. Number 5. Impulse control vanishes. Right there with you, decide on a good meal only to grab whatever's near first. Hunger shows up, suddenly choices vanish. 1 minute it's planning, next it's gobbling down the nearest thing without thinking. Control slips while you're not looking. How fast things change when the stomach takes over. Energy levels shape choices more than we admit. The part of your mind handling restraint needs constant fuel. Drop in blood sugar means less power there. Knowing the right move stays intact. Caring about it fades fast when hunger hits. Future outcomes blur when present comfort calls louder. Hunger pushes people toward bolder moves. When empty, decisions tilt toward quick fixes instead of careful thought. Words slip out easier, purchases happen faster, risks feel smaller. Survival mode kicks in long before logic gets a turn. What stands out is the strange clarity it brings. Not once does a warning flash through your mind. Instead, everything seems to line up perfectly in that moment. When hunger takes over, decisions shift without resistance. Suddenly, rushing ahead doesn't feel wrong. It feels like the only way. Willpower does not vanish. The mind simply labels it a waste of effort. When hunger hits, why wait? A quick meal feels like the quicker fix. That choice makes sense in the moment. When hunger reshapes your choices without warning, it isn't weakness. It's your body switching gears on its own. Number 4. Emotional flattening. Hunger can leave you strangely blank. Not mad, not tense, just hollow. Sounds grow quiet, colors fade, even laughter feels heavy. Joy? Suddenly it takes more energy than it's worth. When energy dips, emotions flatten. The mind saves power by dulling feelings. Strong reactions take fuel to run. Without enough food, the body shifts down. A hungry state tells everything to slow. Quietness makes this flat feeling strange. Not angry, just separate. What usually sparks joy seems far away now. Jokes fall short. Drive slips off like sand through fingers. When you feel overwhelmed, your mind tries to shield itself. It numbs feelings so you can stay alert for danger. But now, threats are more like unanswered messages, meetings, or tough talks at work. These situations need connection, not shutdown. The body's old fix does not fit today's world. Hunger might leave you peering at the world as if behind a fogged window. All of it exists, yet somehow stays out of reach. Your mind saves power like a phone lowering brightness. Quiets feelings to keep energy steady. Number 3. You become bad at reading yourself. A growl in your stomach changes how you see everything. Twists what you think is wrong with you. Something feels strange, yet the truth hides behind excuses. Your mind picks at problems like they are crumbs on a table. The simplest answer never gets noticed. This confusion has a name. Signals of discomfort rise, yet the mind fails to tag them as hunger. Instead, they land on emotions. Maybe it feels like sorrow over how things are. Perhaps it shows up as frustration with work. Maybe now questioning each choice since forever. Truth is, hunger drives it all. Tiredness, tightness, mood shifts. Hunger shows up in ways that feel like emotions. When the mind misreads these signals, it weaves a tale to explain them. This version of events feels intense, true, close to home. The body speaks one language. The mind hears another. Hunger talks loud when meals miss the mark. Not wisdom, just wires misfiring. Meaning gets dressed up by a starving mind. Fuel fades, stories rise. What strikes you most is the strange sense of looking inward. When hunger hits, it acts like a revelation, though all you're really sensing is emptiness where food should be. Your mind plays shrink at the worst time, probing with a "why does that upset you?" right when the real issue's an empty stomach. Number 2. Social withdrawal mode. Hunger hanging around? That's when silence starts sounding better than chat. Words take too much energy. Talking about nothing fills you with boredom. A corner near snacks becomes your favorite spot instead. What looks like withdrawal might just be a mind-saving fuel. Reading people takes work, watching signals, choosing replies, adjusting voice. Low power? The brain dials back what feels optional. Quiet moments aren't coldness, they're circuits recharging. Back when life was harder, staying apart helped some survive. Fewer clashes happened when people kept their distance. Hunting for meals became easier without constant chatter around. That old pattern still hums inside your mind today. Even though groceries are never truly out of reach anymore. Hunger might explain why you feel aloof, despite feeling fine inside. When energy runs low, the mind treats socializing like a luxury it can skip. Suddenly, others fade into the background, just until something changes. It hits strange when solitude seems perfectly reasonable. Not "I need food or rest." Instead, a quiet voice says, "Other people feel too heavy right now." The lack of eating slowly shifts what you want from others. Your mind slams on the brakes, holds everything back, food shows up, then maybe it listens. Without fuel, every thought hits pause. Number 1. Reality feels personal. When hunger hits hardest, life suddenly turns personal. A late bus isn't just slow, it's out to get you. Bumps in the road seem rigged against your mood. Even randomness takes aim. Like the sky itself noticed your empty stomach and decided to mess with you. Hunger pulls focus straight back to you. With basic needs unmet, thoughts drift inside instead of out. The mind keeps checking in on the body, like a loop that never resets. Suddenly everything seems tied to how bad you feel. It hits harder when things go slightly wrong. That diner shutting its doors? Feels personal. The The person scanning groceries at half speed? Suddenly they're the reason everything's ruined. When you haven't eaten, every delay writes a story in your head. When things seem stacked up, movement becomes harder to ignore. Hunger shows up like a push when life presses close. Instead of waiting, your body leans into motion because standing still feels heavier than acting. Eating steps forward as the easiest reply. Hunger changes more than thoughts. Reality shifts when the stomach is empty, making everyday moments feel like tests meant only for you. Your mind takes center stage in a story about staying alive, where eating is the one ending that works. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.